Okay, today we want to talk about the gubernatorial race in our state, North Carolina. I know this is local, narrow scope, but there's been a lot of issues nationwide, even some worldwide have been known about this. These things going on right now.
Yeah, it's funny because really, if you live outside of North Carolina, the only thing you think is going on here is race riots in Charlotte and transgendered people being pushed out of bathrooms.
Yeah, transgender people being rounded up and thrown in some concentration camp somewhere you never heard of again.
With no restrooms.
Yeah, God, dude, you just went there. but anyways, it's crazy because I talked to this girl from Mexico, and she heard about like race riots going on in our state. You know, it's like I'm really impressed with our current governor. He has a lot of fortitude right now to handle all this nonsense going on.
Pat McCrory, little R beside his name.
Yeah, and you know he's going through a whole lot. I'm pretty sure. You know he's put up a good face right now, but man, it's probably getting to him. All this nonsense every day. It's just piling up on him.
It's funny. Our state has undergone the greatest teacher pay raises under any North Carolina governor in its history. You know, our education value has gone up. We're getting better at it. Our economy is improving. We went from what was it, like the 40th?
Yeah, we were like 40th state to have a business in, and like now we're in like the top 10.
Yeah,
like Charlotte and Raleigh are up there.
And it hasn't been due to local policy, but rather state level policy.
Yes.
Tax cuts, incentives for businesses being here, so on and so forth. It's just, and I just want to give a slight history lesson here because most people don't know why this bathroom bill thing happened. A lot of people just assume we're, racist, gay-hating people, and we just decided out of nowhere we can't have no transgendered people in our bathrooms.
That's right there, buddy. Can't have them in there.
Yeah, that's not what happened. Let me tell you what happened. The city of Charlotte released an ordinance saying that any business, any public restroom in the city has to allow transgendered persons to use the bathroom of their choosing. The problem with this is that means churches, private businesses, places where you may not, the owner of the establishment may not feel comfortable allowing that kind of thing to go on, And you can call that homophobic all you want, which is weird because that has nothing to do with homosexuality.
Yeah, it's still a new concept with people, and it's constantly the idea of what transgender is evolving. Right now, it's like some people think that you don't even have to take any have to have any surgeries, any like testosterone
or hormone therapy.
Or therapies. You just think automatically you should, if you have like a full beard and you're 6'3", jacked to the gills, football player looking guy, you can just walk up into the women's restroom if you feel like it,
Right.
If you feel like you're a woman.
There's some other misunderstandings too. First off, HB2 allows private businesses to choose how they want to handle their restroom policy. Second off, the other factor that people are forgetting is that it says that in state restrooms, you have to go to the restroom corresponding with your birth certificate. Now, the gender on your birth certificate can be changed in the state of North Carolina, and it's a lot easier to change your birth certificate than full sexual reassignment surgery. So it's not like it's some billion-dollar expensive process that's going to unequally affect, minorities or the poor. So this whole thing has been blown way out of proportion. And now, the NCAA is canceling games here and stuff like that. And it's
ludicrous. It's just straight political correctness.
It's selective outcry. Because if they went state to state, they'd find something in every state to piss them off. And they just zeroed in on North Carolina because there was a highly public event made out of it.
I think they... I'm going to look this up later, but I believe that they will even go to places like Cuba or China. And they say we have human rights violations over here.
Yeah, right.
It's just and then you have these other companies pulling out who get support and they'll do business with companies that throw homosexuals off buildings. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Do you think we could look this stuff up, people? So this is why it frustrates me so much. It seems like this whole Charlotte ordinance was just made as a political move
to bait this to happen so that they could make a storm out of it. And look, things are great in this state right now. They made this an issue in order to hurt the current governor, and also it's important to understand that our state legislature is primarily Republican too, and so they needed something crazy to reach a national scope to get people all riled up, and they chose this bathroom thing. And now, lo and behold, an officer-involved shooting comes along, and they grapple with that too, give it under a racial prism when in fact the officer that shot was a black guy.
Yeah, he was a black man, and it's just, and a lot of people without even hearing it, they assume it's some white cop going around just seeing anybody with high levels of melanin and just popping a cap in them and shooting them to death. It's just
we don't know the full details of this story yet. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm just saying we don't know.
We're still on the fence. We're still waiting for all the details.
Right.
That's our position, actually. We're waiting right now. Some people, they're in one fence, oh, he was super guilty. Other people, oh, he was super innocent. We don't fully know. We're going to wait.
Yeah. I mean, it looks bad, but we don't know. And on that note, I'd just like to point out that, in Charlotte, yet again, the epicenter of liberal stupidity here. In Charlotte, we have, riots going on. Now, hours before those riots, our governor, Pat McCrory, had asked the Charlotte mayor if they wanted state-sponsored security there. They declined. You can see what's happening here. It's pathetic, honestly, and I think our governor's doing a really good job, not just in the economy, but in handling high-stress, high-tension scenarios. People are saying HB2 is hurting the economy, and it is, but it's not because of the law, it's because of stupidity. He can't help that people are dumb.
Yeah, and like what you said earlier, a lot of these private businesses, they can make up their own rules.
Yeah.
It's like they're not being bound to it. They can make their own ways of doing things for the most part. He has allowed so much freedom for businesses here, more than any other.
That's why they were coming in the first place.
Yeah, that's why they're coming here. Like he said, it's just they are flocking here. This is he's so good for our economy, and it just frustrates me of all the great things he's done to turn our state around.
And let me just bring up that his opponent, Roy Cooper, is our Attorney General and has refused to defend bills like HB2 and other bills in our legislature, passed by our legislature. That's his job. His job is to defend North Carolina law. And he's refusing to do it. He's refusing to do his job. Let me ask you, does that sound like a good person for governor?
Absolutely. Absolutely not. It's just like, we'll go back to, this is kind of random, like the Kim Davis situation about not giving marriage licenses to homosexual people. It's the law. I'm sorry if it against your personal beliefs, religious beliefs, but you got to basically enforce the law of the land.
Right. And if you can't do that, then you have to make ways to accommodate it.
So we're
pretty well-rounded, I'd say, in our beliefs on this stuff.
Definitely. But we're still, me for example, I'm still, my mouth hits the floor, my lower jaw just doosh when I see these commercials of Roy Cooper attacking McCrory and all this stuff, saying our economy's bad, our education's bad. I'm like, this guy is lying. Yeah. He's not even convincing at all.
No.
I'm just like, what is going on? I live here. I see all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to high school, about a decade ago, and I remember our teachers are constantly having pay cuts. But now, education, the pay for education down here is rising.
Yeah.
And
ironically, it seems, weirdly enough, teachers seem to back Roy Cooper a lot, and it's mind-boggling how the left has made it so that you can almost double think it. It's like
tell a lie enough, it becomes true.
Yeah, the Democrats sell this message about how Republicans cut teacher pay. They've been doing that every election in North Carolina for as long as I can remember. And now a Republican governor comes along and makes things better for teachers than any previous governor in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And suddenly, oh, well, he just cuts teachers' pays. It's like, what?
I know, it's like,
what?
These ads,
they believe it, and people believe it.
They need like a fact checker on these commercials. It's just like, what in the world, man? They just make crazy sob stories and stuff. I'm just like, my God.
Our side's pretty guilty of those too. I'm not gonna lie.
I think we've done one so far that I've seen, but of all the things
with the rape kits.
Oh yeah, that's a legit thing.
That is a problem, but
yeah, but. So we're just frustrated about this whole situation because we've seen the changes in our state and we've seen it prosper and get it become a more hot destination for people to go live and visit and go on vacation.
It's not been so great for traffic, but hey, but then again, guess what McCrory's doing? Our roads aren't going to waste.
Yeah, he's actually. Because we had this one
we have a surplus in our budget too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I cannot believe we didn't mention that. We're in the black. Okay, we're not in the red. We actually have a surplus. We have a surplus. He balanced the dang on budget. Who does that? I mean, come on, man. He's actually doing things he's promising. He made this thing called the Bond NC. It's supposed to be like for our parks, for our infrastructure. Our roads are being rebuilt and made more usable for these waves of people moving here.
Tell you what, here's a little challenge to you. Go to South Carolina or Virginia, drive on those roads, and then drive into North Carolina. And then tell me which state has the best roads.
Yeah, definitely. Try that challenge out if you live in the area. If you're California, don't try it.
Yeah.
But you'll see what he means when you get there. So this is basically our rant for today. It's just common frustration at us being here, and we don't like our state in such a negative light.
No, and this really is. I wouldn't live here if I didn't think it was the best state to live in right now. And I really think North Carolina is a very unique and special place, and that's why this governor race is so passionate for me.
Yeah, definitely. He's done so much for us. He's the best governor we had in a long time, and seeing all this like manufactured nonsense come around, it really upsets me.
He's one of the few people I would actually put my name as an endorsement for. I do endorse Governor McCrory for re-election. I would gladly put my name to that. I can't say that about a lot of people.
Same here. I want a new job, dang it. Shoot. I don't want to graduate and Roy Cooper is in charge and then we go back in the Stone Age. Obviously I'm exaggerating, but I don't want to go back to the recession we had in our. I don't want to go regress. I want us to continue forward and advance with our own economy and everything we've achieved.
Yeah, and I think really that's what this election comes down to. Not whether or not transgender people are being thrown out of bathrooms, and they're not. It's not about that stuff. It's not about police shootings in Charlotte. I mean, there's only been one, first off, and second off, we don't know everything yet.
Yeah, one major controversial one.
Right. And so my point is the election for governor in North Carolina all boils down to what kind of economy do you want for this state?